What's up, everybody? Is the buy nothing movement overrated? Is this just hype? What's going on with everybody just not wanting to buy anything? Personally, I don't think it's overrated. I think people are just coming to their senses as far as just spending too much money on things they do not need. But there does seem to be somewhat of a misunderstanding with some of the people that have been watching my previous videos about the Buy Nothing Rebellion. And I just want to clear that up. I am not trying to push my ways on anybody out there. I'm just trying to kind of explain the path that I'm on at this point in my life. I don't think there's anything wrong with buying things. At one point in my life, I owned every tool to build a house because I did build 2 tiny houses and I lived in one. I've had several hobbies over the course of time. I've always had different interests that I've been into. I used to like to draw. I love nature. I was into bird photography, wildlife photography. I love camping. I love bushcraft. I was very much into shooting and hunting at one point. I like survival skills. I was into sharpening knives, sharpening axes. I did chop firewood for a couple years when I lived on a homestead. I was into construction, so yes, I did have a lot of tools. I've always had a lot of mechanic tools. I actually really enjoyed working on cars at one point. So where I'm going with this is, throughout my life, I've weaved in and out of different interests. And I just collected a lot of things. And I mean, yes, they were very nice things, but a lot of those possessions have just kind of weighed me down. And the more I learned about investing, I invest in stocks. There's other investments that you can invest in. That's just what's worked for me. When I was making money in the stock market, I just figured, why not just clear out my house, get rid of things I'm not using, and invest for my future. And to put this simply is, I've just gave up on the idea of trying to buy or build a house right now, which is what I wanted to do at one time. Hey, if you got the money to buy a house, I think that's great. Like, I still would love a house, but it just doesn't make sense for me in this economy. I'd rather just put my money to work and collect interest. And I would like to retire early. If I can get rid of things right now and travel and still make money in the meantime, downsize my life, less possessions, less things to worry about, and ultimately, most people try to retire at about the age of 60. I mean, there's some people that just don't retire, especially in other poor countries. They don't know what retire is. If I can retire 10 years early with less things, that's fantastic. Like, that's freedom to me. I'm all about freedom. And I've even said this in past videos. I've really been my own boss for the last 5 years. I've ran a couple different businesses, and I've made enough money to get by and invest at the same time. And I'm not making a ton of money. I really don't. But that's not what I'm all about. I'm all about work-life balance. And like I said, I like to walk every day. Like, I gotta be able to get out in nature every day. Even when the weather's bad, I gotta get outside, you know. Otherwise I get cabin fever. But yeah, I'll work some long days, and there's gonna be those days where I don't really get to get outside as much as often, but I just know my mind and my body, my well-being, my mood, everything's just so much better when I live by my schedule. So, I mean, that's another thing. If you guys can figure out how to run your own business and work for yourself, start a YouTube channel. You're not going to make any money in the beginning, but if you stick with it, maybe you can be your own boss and you don't have to work that 9 to 5. I think working a 9 to 5 is torture. I won't ever do it again. I've just been able to be creative and figure out ways to make money just working for myself. I'd rather be poor and work for myself and be free than answer to somebody else and make more money. So I'm at that point in my life. But back to the whole buy nothing rebellion and the buy nothing movement. I think the ultimate message that I'm trying to push with it, and I mean, I'm joining the movement. It's not like I made this up. I naturally just kind of fell into this years ago. Is just be conscious about your spending. We can just, as a culture, just buy too many things. And like I said, maybe if you have a hobby and you're enjoying, ooh, woodpecker. This is a wide angle lens. I don't think it's gonna show them. There he goes. Oh, he's over there. Love woodpeckers. I think it's either, I think it's a downy woodpecker. But yeah, just be conscious about your spending. I mean, we all have to buy things. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to buy food, you're gonna have to buy clothes. And I think hobbies are great. You should always be into something, you know, like art or whatever it is you're into. Photography, get that camera, get those lenses. I mean, you have to enjoy your life. But like me, I didn't do any bird photography for over a year. I just wasn't using my cameras. And my thinking is sell those, which I did. I sold my camera over a year ago, and I had a lot of expensive lenses, and I just invested that money. And my thinking is, because I do want to get back into bird photography at some point, like I did enjoy that, is by the time I get back into that hobby, I can always buy another camera. There's probably a better camera to buy at that point, and I don't see a problem with that. But hey, it might be 5-10 years before I get in. I might not ever get back into that hobby. Who knows? And there is just something liberating about just getting rid of things. It's not easy to do at first. Just yesterday, actually, I finally sold my last really nice hand tool, because I was into traditional woodworking where you work with hand tools. So I was using chisels, hand planes, and hand saws. And this is how the old timers used to do it, you know, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. They used to build houses with hand tools, and I respected a lot of that. So I learned how to do that, and I did that for a handful of years. I don't have a shop right now. I haven't had a shop for 3 or 4 years. I have all those really nice tools just sitting in my closet, and I just figured I don't know when I'm gonna get that shop. So I sold a really nice Lee Nilsson hand plane yesterday. It's the number 7. I'm sure most people don't know what it is, but it's a very nice tool. Some guy finally bought it from me. I even lost money on it, which I usually don't lose money when I sell things, but that's just how it is. And even when I went to pass over the tool to the guy to get the cash from him, I was like, that thought jumped into my head, just keep it. But it's gone, so what's done is done. So I think the buy nothing rebellion is actually great for people out there. Just, I know people are against consumerism. I even say on my channel, I use Amazon. It's just how it is. It's the way of the world. You can try to boycott these businesses, and I think that's great if that's what you want to do. But it's Amazon ain't going anywhere, and just because I don't shop with Amazon, it's not going to kill that business, not at all. They do me a service. They bring coffee straight to my front door. I don't have to go to Walmart. I don't have to fight the crowd. They save me gas money. They save me time. So I don't really see a problem with it. Now, if there was a mom and pop coffee shop down the road that sold me coffee at a reasonable price, I would much rather support them. But I've priced local coffee in my town, and it can be as much as 2 to 3 times to support them and buy their coffee beans. It's like, hey, look, I gotta save money. It's just how it is. You know, maybe if I really was like super wealthy and made a ton of money, then yeah, absolutely. So I'm all about supporting the local businesses. I think that's great because I would if I could, but I'm not gonna go and pay $12 a pound for grass finished ground beef from the rancher down the road when I can go to Aldi and get it for $6. It's just how it is. I mean, it's just what I can afford. If I go and I spend that extra money, then, you know, I'm gonna be broke. It's a vicious cycle, you know, it's tough. It's up to you to figure out what's important to you in life. And is more money important, more free time, having more things, does that really make you happy? If you're using those things, it makes sense. You know, if I did own a house, I would have kept all my tools, but I don't. So that's where I'm at with it. And a lot of the things I did in my past video, as far as, you know, I know some people don't understand my hygiene routine, but I'm not trying to say you can't floss. I think flossing's fine. If I get some steak stuck in my teeth, I'll floss. You know, shampoo and conditioner, if you guys want to use all that stuff, that's fine. I'm not hating on those things. I'm just explaining my routine, and I am a clean freak, I'm gonna say. I'm always cleaning my house. At least once a week I will mop it. I'll never leave a dirty dish in my sink at the end of the night. I'm always good about taking out my garbage. These are just things that I've done in my life, and I've always had the mentality that I can do things better. And I don't ever try to be better than anybody else. I just try to be a better version of myself from yesterday, if that makes sense. So I don't ever want anybody out there to think that like I'm better than you, or whatever I'm doing is better than what you're doing. Again, this is just my lifestyle and how I'm living, and I think people can relate to it. You just have to blaze your own path. But I've always had the mentality of like, hey, I need furniture. Like, this is exactly what I would do. I'll give you an example. I wanted a shoe rack for all of my shoes. So I would go to the store or multiple stores, and I would usually walk right out of the store, not buying anything, because I'm thinking to myself, I can just go home and build something better. And that's what I did. So I built most of my furniture. I built my shoe rack. I built a standing desk that I use. I built my workbench. You know, that's just the mentality I've always had. Same goes with fixing things, or you know, just like something as simple as a birdhouse. Like, I wanted a birdhouse, and I always just would look at what's for sale on the internet or at Walmart or wherever, and then I would just go home and just build it better. Or at least I thought it was better. It doesn't mean it was better, but so I don't know. I think just getting creative and finding a way to live your life on your terms is really the ultimate wealth and happiness. So I hope this video makes sense. I just wanted to clear up some of the confusion in my past videos. I've been getting a lot of positive comments, so thank you everybody, and stay well. Peace.